Jesus, King Jesus. Jesus, King Jesus. Now, in its complete splendor, we have here Benjamin Netanyahu, who got to be the wickedest man in the world. But one of them, real high up there, as he is reported on the Rumor Mill News reading room, he's reported there saying back in 2001 that he do not have to worry about Americans. It's a good reason for him to say that. Because Americans, especially white people, are just stupid. They stupid. And he's going to talk about how stupid you are. See, Netanyahu was caught.
הוא אומר, חוויתי בפורום הכי מצומצם, באמת שגם לא אמור לצאת החוצה. יש לנו הרגשה שכולם מדברים איתנו כשהם מחוץ לתפקיד, שמגיעים לתפקיד, נופל עליהם איזה כתר כזה שממסמר אותם לאיזו התנהגות שונה.
But they secretly turned the camera back on, and this is what he started saying. Today everyone understands the slogan, the settlements are here. They are everywhere. There's the difference. What's the difference? What do you think Arafat wants? He wants one big settlement that is called Tel Aviv. As far as they're concerned, I think the territorial waters are also theirs. That they want us to be pushed into the sea is obvious, but only further away. First of all, to strike them, not once but several times, so painfully that the price they pay will be unbearable. So far, the price tag is not unbearable. I mean, a large-scale attack on Palestinian Authority causes them to fear that everything is about to collapse. Fear is what brings them to the host interrupted and says, hold on, then the world will again say that we're aggressors. They can say whatever they want. Aren't you afraid that what they'll say? Netanyahu, no. Especially today with the U.S., I know how they are. Netanyahu, America is something that you can easily maneuver and move in the right direction. And even if they do say something, so then they say something. So what? 80% of Americans support us. It's absurd. We have such support there, and here we're thinking, what should we do? Look, I wasn't afraid to maneuver the Clinton administration. I wasn't afraid to confront Clinton. I wasn't afraid to go against the UN. What happened with the Oslo Accords, the accords which were ratified by Parliament? I was asked before the 1996 elections, will you fulfill them? I said yes, subject to reciprocity and minimizing pullouts. But how can one minimize the pullouts? I gave my own interpretation to the agreements in such a way that will allow me to stop the race back to the 1967 borders. How did we manage to do this? Netanyahu. Nobody defined what military facilities are, so I also defined them as being security zones. And the entire Jordan Valley, for me, is a military facility. Nobody, yes, like the Sheehan Valley. You see, go figure. But then there was the question of who will define these military facilities. I received a letter from Secretary of State Warren Christopher sent to me and to Arafat at the same time saying that Israel and Israel alone will define the military facilities, their locations and size. Now, so you see Netanyahu, he's a devious dude. You can't even trust him. But see, more than that, you can't even trust the people you vote for. You can't trust them because people you voting for, they working with Netanyahu against you. White people are claiming that genocide is going to be committed against them. Yeah, it is. These Jews going to kill you. And they're going to use you up, and then they're going to kill you. Here's John McCain.
With local reporters, McCain misspoke in the way he accused Iran of fomenting violence in Iraq.
Common knowledge, and has been reported in the media that Al-Qaeda is going back into Iran and receiving training and are coming back into Iraq from Iran.
Except that Al-Qaeda in Iraq is largely Sunni and Iran's government is largely Shia. The two sects have feuded for centuries. After a whispered reminder from Connecticut Senator Joe Lieberman, McCain immediately corrected himself.
I'm sorry, the Iranians are training extremists, not Al-Qaeda.
Yeah, that's the traitor. That's the traitor McCain. That's the traitor McCain. They always vote for him in Arizona because they got the drug trade wrapped up down there, and McCain don't interfere with that. They get to be racist, and McCain supports that. But his whole job is to take care of Jews in the Senate, and they don't interfere with that in Arizona, and he don't interfere with them.
Out of that surprise mission to Syria for Senator John McCain, he secretly crossed the border into the war zone yesterday to meet with rebels trying to overthrow the Assad regime and build support for arming those fighters. ABC's John Carl from Washington. John, this comes as Europe is lining up behind McCain's campaign for more military aid to the rebels.
That's right, George. The European Union has now lifted its arms embargo on Syria. That is the first step towards getting heavy European weapons to the Syrian rebels. McCain crossed over that border with Turkey in great secrecy. He met directly with the top Syrian rebels to make the point that they deserve all the support the United States can give. And
al-Baghdadi right there, the leader of ISIS.
That not even his daughter knew he was going there.
McCain with him right there.
Yes, you learned about it from Twitter. But meanwhile, the Obama administration is still not ready to approve direct military aid arming the rebels.
They aren't. They are certainly considering that. That is one of the top options.
Yeah, he'll be a fool to approve. Here's McCain with al-Baghdadi, the head of ISIS, right there. He's a traitor. He was a traitor when he was a young man over in Vietnam. He betrayed America. He came back to the United States, got caught up in a scandal, and they let him go so they could keep their hand up his ass, the Jew judges and everything. Yeah, McCain is a traitor that y'all vote for, selling you out, and you don't really care. So now they got al-Baghdadi leading ISIS. Here he is, meeting with the ISIS rebels, head to talk. John McCain, al-Baghdadi, and cohorts around here, ISIS caliphate leaders. Because what we got is a civil war going on. It's being fought in proxy in Iraq and Syria, where you got McCain and the Jews on one side and President Obama on the other side. And they actually put an army together. ISIS, McCain did, the ISIS army, the so-called caliphate now that's headed by the people he organized right here and armed to fight the Iraqis so that they could go back into Syria. Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy what they're doing. So you got a civil war and proxy going, fighting over in Syria at the caliphate. You know, you got the president against his own people in the Senate and in Congress and in the government. Who want to take over Syria? They want to take over Syria for the Jews, so the Jews can have it. So they just Jew puppets. Some Jews got their hand up their ass, as you saw Lieberman stick his hand up his ass for a minute. Yeah, this is all crazy. It's all crazy. The president can't lead if he's fighting a civil war at home. They want to bring the civil war to America. That's why they got this racism going on.